Marvel, Marvel, Marvel. Honestly, it should be really Kevin, Kevin, Kevin. I just finished watching Wonderman, and I think this is probably one of, if not the best Marvel television TV shows that has been made. And I'm not just saying it because everybody else is saying it. I'm saying it because it's actually genuinely good. Now, I know it's not going to be a lot of people's cup of tea because it's not your typical superhero show. To start off with that right off the bat, there's not a lot of action. There's not a lot of superhero ness, I guess, in the TV show. But I will say there is a lot of great acting. There is a great chemistry between the two actors. There is, I think, a very innocent and I think relatable story um, to that you can kind of relate to yourself in almost in every aspect of your life, and I think it ends in such a way where you crave more. Um, if you haven't watched the show, I suggest you go watch it first and then come back and listen to the review. And if you don't give a shit, then stay on. Just keep listening. But I will be spoiling a few things and some of the few highlights that I have from the show that I really, really enjoyed. So let's just get into it. Um, First of all, Yahya Abdul Mateen 2, the second, give him his Emmy. I don't know why superhero shows are never considered for Emmys because, or like any type of like fantasy type shows like Star Wars Andor was robbed completely. But again, give Abdul sorry, not Abdul. Yeah, Abdul. His his flowers absolutely phenomenal. Ben Kingsley, honestly, I don't even have to say anything. This man is a true gem. He is absolutely amazing. Trevor Slattery becoming a character on this show or in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, even though he was probably a one-time character that I don't know if they even thought about this far, but hell, man, does he freaking kill it. Their chemistry on this show of just two friends trying to make it in Hollywood, absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I loved it. I loved it so much. So good. The first episode, right off the bat, like you see a struggling actor trying to make his mark in the industry, and also it kind of gives us an idea of who he is in his like personality wise and how he overthinks so much, and then he gets fired from the TV show because he just takes it too far and he doesn't realize, like, once you get one suggestion in, it's just to like stop and then like do what needs to be done, and then it gradually give those suggestions when it comes to like Hollywood and stuff. Nobody likes a know-it-all, and they just do such a great job at like portraying that. But it also shows his character as well. For those of you who don't know, Wonder Man and myself personally, I've never even heard of the character until just recently. I've seen a few iterations of him, but I've never really paid any attention to him. But he is a very lesser known character in the Marvel's cinematic universe. Again, not a huge fan base, not really well known. His backstory is completely different from the one that they're portraying here, where instead of he's a struggling actor, he was actually the son of a rich billionaire kind of man who went through some sort of like, I think, a scientific experiment, and then he ended up getting the powers that he has right now. And then he was kind of bad, and then he turned good. Whereas here, yeah, his character is born with the powers, so most likely he is a mutant. And I think they're hinting at the fact that he is a mutant. I think they did do confirm it, or they thought about it, or they just haven't confirmed it yet. But yeah, most likely he is a mutant, and he has these powers, and basically his powers have to do with like he has like ionic beams or something. I'm not really sure the scientific term to it, but he can do something with the ions and stuff. And like, again, very strong, pretty much I think invulnerable, really, character. So again, I didn't know much about the character, but I think this iteration of the character seems really interesting to me, and it's, it captures you right off the bat. The show just kind of reels you in. But again, you have to be open-minded to watch the show. You can't be going in thinking this is like a superhero show. You kind of have to go in and just think of it just like it's a regular show. And honestly, the 35-minute episodes work so well. Again, shout out to Daniel Creston, amazing director. Spider-Man is definitely 1000% in the best hands possible. I know Spider-Man is going to freaking kill it after seeing this show. Given his range, the fact that he went from doing something like Spider-Man to this, or Wonderman to Spider-Man, you can just tell this director, he's an amazing director, and he's gonna absolutely fucking nail it. Like, it's gonna be, if Spider-Man Brand New Day is just gonna be a fucking Hall of Fame. I can already tell it by this. Like, if it's anything like this, like what I just witnessed, we win. Like, honestly, Spider-Man fans, I think the Marvel Cinematic Universes win. Anyway, back to the show itself. I love the character development for both Trevor and Simon, how they grow, how they lean on each other to kind of work together and to maintain their goals. We had John Valentino in the film as well. He was absolutely freaking hilarious. Um, Zlatic Burek, I think that's his name, who plays the director Von Kovacs. Phenomenal. He's not in it for too long. Zlatko Burek, sorry. Very hilarious. The Josh Gad bit was just so random and so funny at the same time. We also got to see a new superhero, or again a lesser known superhero called the Doorman, who's played by Byron Bowers, and he plays Demar Davis. And that whole episode, and I believe it's episode 4. I don't know what it is, but apparently Marvel just knows how to make episode 4 perfect. And again, such a great episode. I love that episode because of the black and white take on it. Even though I thought in the beginning it was like, oh, it's in the past, it's in the past. But you realize that, oh, wait, no, it's in the future. They just went black and white. And I love the take on that. It's just so fun to watch. Again, great episode there. What else, man? I think it's honestly just seeing these two guys trying to struggle in Hollywood. It makes it very relatable, I guess, for actors and people who are struggling to kind of get there and trying to be famous, in that sense, and it makes it more relatable. But I think for the general audience, it's also very relatable because it's like, they're just two regular guys just trying to get out there, be famous, make money, do what they love to do, right? And I think as a regular person, that's also kind of our daily struggles too, right? Like, we're just trying our best to get to where we need to get to, and try to make the most money. Try to do something that we love, and hopefully, it pays off one day. And I think that's what they were trying to show, and they do such a beautiful job at showing that. And what I really liked about Simon's character was that there are moments in the show where he becomes kind of self-centered, and he becomes kind of a bit of a dick, in that sense. And like, I like that because it kind of shows the duality of him, where he can be good, but he can also, there's a very dark side to him too, especially at the end of the last episode. When the DoD officer, who was played by oh God, what's his name again? Arian Moayed, who plays P. Cleary, who works for the DoD. Again, amazing actor, does such a phenomenal job. I hate that man with a passion every time I see him on screen. Does such a great job in making me hate him. He says to his boss, he's like, Simon could be a dangerous, villain, or he could be like an asset, right? And again, it shows like the duality of him, that he could be bad, but he could be good as well. And you see that throughout every episode, because there are moments where you kind of start to not hate him, but you kind of look at him and be like, yo, dog, like, chill, like, you're doing too much. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like in like, even the first episode right off the bat, right, when he kind of takes over and he tries to like force his ideas on the director and stuff, you're just like, yo, just relax. Like, they took one of your ideas, just run with it, and then, maybe put on a few more ideas later. And instead, it ended up getting him fired, right? Um, but you see all of that, and like, you see his character development throughout the entire TV show, but you also see his duality as well. Um, all the little references from like Christopher Nolan to like all of the old movies back in the day and everything, absolutely amazing. What this show really does for you, it kind of reinvigorates your love for movies, for TV shows, and all of that, and acting and stuff. I feel like as I was watching every episode, I was so invested, but I also like it reminded me of like how good TV and like movies can be and how relaxing and how it just takes you away, from all your stresses and worries. And it's just it's an incredible feeling. And I think that's what they do amazing in this show. Couple other highlights was that big. I'm not gonna spoil this one, although I kind of want to, but it was a big gasping moment, and I believe in episode 6, where literally they had me like. I, I'm not even gonna lie, like they legitimately had me. I thought it actually happened, but turned out it didn't, and it was like again amazing, amazing moment. And I feel like because you're so invested in the TV show when you're watching it, you don't even realize like these moments. Like to describe this moment, it's like just imagine it's like a pop up scene, right? Like it's coming, or how it's going to end up, but you still get shocked, and that happens very rarely. But again, they did it, and it worked beautifully. Absolutely, like my jaw dropped. My jaw legitimately dropped. I don't think I've ever had a jaw drop like this in such a long time. So kudos to them on that one. Episode 6, one of my favorite episodes as well. um, I loved episode 7 as well. I think I loved every episode. I think every episode was just so good. Like I didn't have any problem with a single episode. They did such an amazing job on this film. I'm sorry, in this show. A couple of other things I wanted to point out. I'm just trying to remember. Oh, there's like a driving sequence in what I believe is episode 1. So well shot, absolutely well shot. Like the whole show has been shot perfectly. The camera angles, the way that they present themselves, everything is just done so amazingly. Like again, if this is what he's doing just for a show like Wonderman, just imagine what he's going to be doing for Spider-Man. It's going to be legendary. And if you've seen the leaked trailer that most likely is the true trailer, you already know this guy cooked. Like Daniel did his shit. You know what I mean? Like damn Daniel, literally damn Daniel. Um, what else? Oh, the big reveal, as in like it's not really a big reveal, but like the way that they present his costume and how he looks as Wonder Man. Absolutely, the shot of that, absolutely amazing, absolutely fantastic. Again, show is honestly amazing. You need to watch it. I think you will enjoy it. Don't go in thinking it's a superhero show. Go in thinking you're just watching a a show about two friends just trying to make it in Hollywood, and you will enjoy this show. There's a lot of references to superheroes in the show, like they do a Captain America reference. He's apparently not a big fan of Captain America, with Sam Wilson. I don't know why they decided to go down that route. I don't know. It kind of felt weird, but there are other people who really enjoy or like who are really happy with Captain America. It's good to see that compared to the real world. um, there's a mention of the Hulk and stuff, and like superheroes do exist, and they know it, and they've established that, and they live in a world full of superheroes, and they're still excited about small little things like movies. Like it's pretty crazy when you think about it. But yeah, I think this show is a solid 9 out of 10. I genuinely enjoyed it. I thought the cast was amazing. I thought everybody played their part to the fullest. The chemistry between everyone just phenomenal. And some moments were emotional. A lot of moments were funny. A lot of moments were, pin drop silence. A lot. There was nothing in this show that didn't make you feel some sort of emotion. And I think if you genuinely give it a shot, you will actually thoroughly enjoy this show for what it is. And you know I think the only regret that I have of this show is the fact that just it was marketed, but I feel like it just wasn't marketed properly. I like the idea of how they were doing the marketing for this show, where they were kind of like you know marketing it as a move. Like you have to see the marketing. Like it was a smart marketing move. I don't know how to describe it, but it was like they were marketing it as if we were the audience and we lived in the MCU, and we were just looking to see all of these things. Like they were like doing the casting calls and the directors and stuff, and they were pretending as if this was the real like it's really happening. Like they were actually going to make a Wonder Man movie, and I thought it was brilliant. Yeah, he has stayed in character for a lot of interviews. He did such a phenomenal job playing, and he played Simon for a little while too in the real world, and I thought that was brilliant. But I feel like they just didn't spend enough time with it. If they had started the marketing campaign maybe 3 4 months ago, perhaps a lot of people would be watching it. I'm not saying that people haven't watched it. I'm just saying that maybe people aren't watching it as much as they should be. I really hope that they get a season two. It kind of leaves us in like a kind of a limbo at the end. And if they don't get a season two, I genuinely hope Kevin Feige will bring back Yahya. Um, in future projects. Hopefully he's in Doomsday. Hopefully he's in Secret Wars, wherever he is. I want to see more of him. I think they do such an amazing job together. I'd love to see more of Ben. Ben is a gem. He's honestly just a gem in the industry, and he brings so much character to Trevor. It's phenomenal. So I really hope they somehow bring him back as well. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Wonder Man season one. I'd love to hear from you guys. What do you guys think? Do you think it can be better? Do you think it was terrible? Do you think it was one of the best shows? I definitely want to hear from you guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Have a wonderful day, guys.